She used death as a weapon against me many times. I felt weak and nauseated, although I was certain she was bluffing. And I would rush out with no breakfast, in a panic to feel the healthy life of the city around me and lose myself in the traffic and crowds.
Rotten deal, isn't it, miss?
Huh?
Honest, I'm interested in you and Ted Walk. You serious about each other?
What are you getting at, mister? What's happened? I have a right to know.
You two really in love?
You paid no attention to my panic. You kept prodding me with that question and twirling the tea strainer. Faster now, it seemed to me. Was I really in love with Ted? I couldn't have answered even if I'd wanted to. How can you tell a stranger your dreams?
Miss, tell me, exactly what's the matter with your mother? What treatment is she getting?
That was funny. Ted asked almost the same question last night. You'd give a lot to know about last night, but you'll never get a word out of me. If you had seen Ted and me last night, you wouldn't have had to ask if we were in love. Last night was one of those miserably few times I found a neighbor to come sit with Mother. And Ted took me to a little neighborhood bar where they have a jukebox and postage stamp dance floor. We were dancing, crowded in like cigarettes in a pack.
How about a kiss, baby?
Ted, not right here in public. Oh.
Nobody here but us, Jeannie.
Us and the mob. Anyway, it's just as crowded at Ciro's. They tell me.
Well, we'll get to the ritzy places someday, baby. We got it coming to us.
Oh, darling, you make it sound real sometimes.
You stick it out a little longer, baby, and it will be real. Just trust me. There's always ways.
Sure. $1 million.
Yeah, $1 million would help, wouldn't it? Oh, forget the gloom, honey. Your feet had enough of my dancing.
You want another beer, you mean?
Well, there is a booth. Hey, watch where you're going, you big
Ted,
head.
Ted, don't start a fight. Come on.
I should have poked him. Well, maybe you'll tame me down, baby. Here, sit next to me, huh?
I don't want to reform you, darling. It's not that. But if anything happened to you, I'd die inside of me.
Oh, baby, I don't know the words like you do. How can I tell you?
You don't have to tell me in words, darling.
I want to, though. Somehow I want you to know. I love you, Jeannie. More than at first, and I was crazy about you then.
We could be so happy together.
Together? Yeah, that's what we both want more than anything else in the world, isn't it, baby?
Ted, what's the matter?
Huh? Matter? No, there's nothing the matter. I'm just figuring things out.
Yeah, what do you folks have?
What? Oh, what'll it be, honey?
Beer's fine.
2 beers, huh?
Yeah, fine. Coming up.
Then we'll have to be leaving. I promised Mrs. Grogan I'd get home by midnight.
Oh, baby, you promised me we'd make a night of it.
I'm sorry, Ted, but Mother was worse this evening before I left.
Jeannie, what really ails your mother?
The doctor has a long list. She's pretty bad off.
Nothing's bad enough for her to keep you chained down like a slave.
Ted, tell me the truth. Has she gotten to you with her talk?
Oh, honey, don't
Ted, please. I want the truth.
Well, I bring her flowers and try to win her over, Jeannie, but it's no soap. She says, what do I want to do? Kill her by taking you away from her?
She said that, huh? She did. I'm glad I know that. I'm glad I know that for sure.
Look, maybe it's because she's so sick. Maybe she's not getting the right treatment. Say, what is the doctor giving her?
Some stuff in capsules mixed with strychnine.
Strychnine? Why, that's poison.
Yes, she has to be very careful.
You, need a prescription for that, don't you?
Uh-huh. Here, I'll show you the prescription. I have it somewhere in my handbag. Oh, here.
Yeah. My Latin's sort of rusty.
Excuse me, Ted. I'll freshen up and we'll go. Be right back.
Okay, baby.
The mirror in that dingy little powder room was cracked and clouded. but I could see my own face all too clear as I tried to dab on some rouge. My face was an old face with a thin, cruel mouth. I tried to remember how I looked 10 years ago when I had the screen test. I was Grable and Dietrich, only younger, the director said. It was then my mother started getting sick and needing me. I looked into the mirror and saw my strange, pinched face. That was when the whole plan formed in my mind as I stared into that cloudy mirror.
Oh, excuse me, miss.
You better take care of that cold.
Yeah, thanks. Now, tell me, did Ted Wark ever blame your mother? Did he ever say that she stood in the way of your marriage?
I never told you any such thing. Ted wouldn't have done...
Done what, miss?
Mother's dead, isn't she? You're not very subtle. Why else would the police persecute me? She's dead.
You believe your mother was killed, miss?
No, you keep putting words into my mouth.
Maybe she was worried about being in the way. Would your mother have been likely to have...
Mother suffered night and day. I suppose that's why she acted so depressed. The tea would have been
tea?
Oh, leave me alone, please.
You believe your mother took her own life by making herself a poisoned cup of tea? Because she didn't want to be a burden any longer?
Yes. Yes, that's what must have happened. But I lied. You led me into that lie. And then because I couldn't help myself, I relived the most terrible day of my life. A day I'll never confess to you or to anyone on earth. I woke up this morning with a headache, the pain running deep back of my eyes. I had a feeling of dread with the thought of last night in the mirror.
Are you awake, dear?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't slept a wink, Jean. Oh, Jean, did you get my prescription filled as I asked you to?
No, but there's plenty.
You were out later than usual last night, weren't you, dear? I don't mind for myself, but it is an imposition on Mrs. Grogan. Oh, your young man certainly isn't.
She must have gone on complaining as usual, but I didn't hear her. I seemed to be moving in a strange world all my own as I dressed and went into the kitchen. Sounds lost their familiar proportions, and the sharp tinkle of tableware hurt my ears as I went about setting the table. When I put her teacup in its regular place in the center of the faded blue cloth, the spoon fell against the saucer. It was like a file rasping a slate in my ears. I ran from the kitchen to get the medicine bottle from the cabinet. There were only 2 capsules left. My heart was pounding. Only enough for 2 normal doses. Not enough for... I yanked my coat on and ran out the front door. I hadn't planned on this. I ran all the way to the corner drugstore.
I never do hear that door open. Why, Jean, is your ma bad off?
No. Well, yes. Her prescription has run out. I was shaking all over, having this unexpected job to do. I knew the medicine bottle had plenty the day before. I thought I must be going crazy. I'd known Mr. Harmon since I was a kid, his patient, wizened face and celluloid eye shade. But I found no comfort in him now.
Well, young lady, I asked you twice for your prescription.
Huh?
Jean, oh, my sakes, are you ill?
No. I'm sorry, Mr. Harmon. I can't find it. It's gone.
Oh, you sit down at the fountain, my dear. I'm not supposed to, of course, without a prescription, but I'll make up those capsules anyway. In the meantime, lemon syrup and soda. Remember how you loved that when you were a little pigtail type, eh?
I think I cried then. I scarcely was conscious as I hurried home. I took a drink of whiskey in the kitchen, gagging on it.
Jean, where did you rush out to?
I answered her while I struggled to unscrew the cap from the medicine bottle. I took 4 capsules and emptied them into the tea strainer. I emptied 2 more to be positive. On the bottle's label it said, "Warning, no more than 1 capsule in any one 24-hour period."
Be careful. And put 2 spoons of sugar in my cup, dear. It was too bitter yesterday. Did you hear me, Jane?
I hear you.